Hey folks, and welcome back to the channel. HappyCattyCrypto here. So, special video coming out straight away Saturday late at night. I thought this one was quite important, so I did make myself available for when this one was coming to a close. It did end 51 seconds ago as of recording this video. You know, it's probably going to be 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes later. But this is huge. This is a huge turnaround and a long pause. The thing right now is, I don't think a lot of people want to see a USTC repeg, and I think that mostly comes from the old community. They lost a lot to this, we have to remember that, and there's only realistically space for one algorithmic stablecoin in the cosmos. It's a big choice for us to make. Now, the choice has been made, so what does this mean? Is it just going to start magically repegging? Well, no. This is a signaling proposal. So a few good things to go off right now is, if you've listened to the podcast, you would know that Redline Drifter is already in contact with a lot of the CEXs. They've already got copies of this proposal, and then they've got copies of further things that they would need to know. The one thing to note about this, and I think this is such a positive to this, it's profitable for the CEXs to actually implement this, and getting the CEXs to implement it is one of the hurdles, let's say, that we're going to have to address, figure out a way to get over or around it and pushed forward. This is huge. From where I'm sitting, this is huge. So let's go over to the proposal. We've got 4 phases that are outlined for us. I've highlighted them. We'll go through them. So phase 1 is going to be the Oracle would need to be examined and fixed first and foremost. Terra swaps via the AMM would be disabled for the short term until the Oracle fix is in place. Work would take place developing a divergence protocol, limited swap pool and USTC savings module. Pending a successful protocol code audit, a deadline for divergence protocol implementation and launch date would be set. The minority of opposing CEXs and DEXs would be informed of the deadline, and that failure to comply by the set deadline would result in wallet blacklist. The wallet blacklist not only protects us, it protects the CEXs that got behind our repeg initiative. This is a really important point because this more or less prevents bad actors getting into play and simply just abusing the system. So phase 2 is the divergence protocol would be launched across all markets at the same time. Peg would be set to approximately market price at the time. So for example, you've got 0.025 and would only be applied below peg. This means at or above peg, there would be no fee. This is to de-incentivize selling below peg, but also to put no restrictions on buying. The price would be incrementally raised as we built collateral in the system. However, if the price never goes below peg, we never build collateral to combat this if there is high demand for USTC and trades. And one thing to note is this was all based on one trading pair, one single trading pair. Imagine if we get trading pairs across all of the CXs and DXs. That in itself is disgustingly insane, because 8 million times 13, 14, 20, you know, that's serious liquidity coming back into not only the Cosmos, but specifically the Terra Classic blockchain. So phase 3, as the protocol builds collateral from buybacks, we will launch the unidirectional swap pool and the USTC savings module. The USTC saving modules, for short, will give you the ability to stake your USTC. Insane, right? I know. So this should rapidly accelerate our repeg efforts. We should long have achieved parity at this stage. So we should see DApps come on board and drive USTC utility and adoption further. So if you don't know, the likelihood is that from the sprint information is that parity is coming around the end of next month. More likely towards the end of the month, but apparently from what they've said and what we can see, it's coming the end of next month. So where was we before I butted in rudely? So we should long have achieved parity at this stage, so we should DApps come on board, utility adoption further. With the modified AMM algo in place and the Oracle fix, we should see the gradual introduction of Terra swaps. phase 4. If we reach this phase, we will have been successful in bringing USTC back to $1. We will have built sufficient collateral in protocol reserves to maintain that peg and can start to relax the diversion protocol fees. We now have a fully functioning Forex system with our 20 plus stables and should be well positioned to broaden into payment and merchant services solutions partnerships. So this is actually going to fix all of the stable coin issues. So all of those coins you're getting paid that you can't do anything with, because if you sell them, they cost you around 1,600 LUNC coins. Nonetheless, those will be removed, and when they come back, they should be fixed and usable. So that is, like it says there in phase 4, that's 20 plus stables on top of the one algorithmic stable that dominates all of those. Lots to go through right now. So like I was saying, that USTC saving module is going to be huge. Now, all of this is going to need the L1 team to pitch in, to do what they're supposed to do and go off the community sentiment, work on what we voted for on consensus. This is very important now that they get the correct support from the people that we're paying to support these kind of things, right? It's going to be a rocky road. By any means, this isn't going to be easy, and it's not going to be as simple as 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is going to be a battle to not only restore this, but restore the trust in this, because the amount of people that got burnt by it, it's got a bad name. It's got a bad reputation. Someone like Connor Kenny lost so much. If you watch Connor Kenny's videos, you know how much he lost. So many people lost so much to this, and to see it return, there's going to be angry faces. A good thing to note with this as well is it's listed more or less everywhere that's important. It's more or less all the smaller exchanges. Even Binance have got it back up as a trading pair on there. So what do we want to see from Binance? Well, realistically, we want to see Binance acknowledge, address this, and more or less, how can I say, set an example for other CEXs. It's going to be very important getting the CEXs on board. But like I said, Redline Drifter seems to be well ahead of all of this, many steps ahead, thinking of everything. So we'll have to see what happens now. Likelihood is you're going to see more agoras go up, more discussions, and yeah, getting on with this repeg. So lastly, in the last just little portion of this video, right, in the perfect ideal world, phase 4, we reach it, the repeg happens, we're back at $1, it's stable, we've got liquidity, USDC's back in the sector or has joined the sector properly, we've got good backing, we've got a secure, solid foundation to then target LUNC. And what should we do? Well, realistically, we should harness USTC in the same way it was harnessed before. You could make burning profitable by simply reverse engineering what's here and implementing it to LUNC, but making an arbitrage system like previously, the mint to burn system, but bringing that supply down. And this in itself, before it even gets to any of this and us thinking about that, this burns lots of coins the whole way. It creates volume, it creates liquidity, it creates ups and downs. There's going to be opportunities here. Where there's opportunities, there's trades. Where there's trades, there's liquidity. Where there's liquidity, there's a happy blockchain. And what do we want as holders inside this blockchain? Well, we want to see liquidity come back into this specific sector of the cosmos. That is very important for us. Now, like I was saying at the beginning of the video, right? I think it's pretty obvious that a lot of people got hurt by this, and now there's all of a sudden there's all these people that are turning around saying, you're just going to make things worse, you can't do it. The naysayers, so to speak, on their own opinions, which they're entitled to. But the majority of these people, I heard a lot of these people in Twitter spaces at the beginning saying, if you could repeg USTC, that would fix all of your problems. And they were telling us how much of a good idea it is. And all of a sudden we get to this point where we're like, right, we're going to do it. And then there's just like so many different things. There was so many attempts to try and shut this down. And I must admit, Redline Drifter has fought hard for this proposal, and he's done all the right things. He's gone around, he's reached out to the community. There's no minting, no burning, no forking, nothing crazy. All of the stuff we didn't like has been taken out, and we've been brought this refined proposal, which is not far from what we originally thought we would get. And we're not going to be seeing, you know, there's not even a huge payment that comes with this. It should be all included in the package deal with the L1, with what they've been paid, which kind of makes me really sad that we've paid, you know, TR 300,000 so they could upgrade all their software, which you're seeing now. Oh, you know, we just bought, you know, 5 million RAM card stack. Oh, and we're just going to upgrade this and we're upgrading that as well. And they're making a point to tell you that they're doing that because you've paid them that. And they're kind of like, they're gloating about it. I think is a good way to explain it from where I'm sitting. That's my own opinion. But yeah, folks, this is really good. I hope this, you know, reaches you at a good time. I wanted to get it out straight away because so many people are going to be jumping on this. The influencer, they're absolutely going nuts for this Repeg. Just all I see is Repeg content at the moment. We're simply following it for what it is, looking at it for what it is, and taking a step back and simply going to stuff, you know, it's past, but it's not going to make the Repeg happen instantly. There are phases to this. There's a process, and we need to trust in that, especially now. And we need to be very supportive the whole way through this because we've agreed to it at this point, okay? None of this is financial advice. It's all for educational purposes only. Beware of scammers, doppelgangers, anybody pretending to be me, and I will catch you in the next one.